Are you excited about camp, Larry?
You bet I am. Sometimes we stay overnight. Most nights we go home. There's lots of fun activities to do. It's the best of both worlds.
It is. However, for some kids, going to camp might be a little intimidating at first.
Why?
Well, Larry, everyone's different. For example, as much fun as it is to go to camp, you meet new kids and make new friends. There's a lot of different kids there. Some are loud, they have different personalities and moods. It can be very overwhelming at first, especially if you don't know anyone. Parents can talk to the camp counselors and set up a buddy system so that if someone's very shy, they'll have a friend to help them get integrated into camp. If that's not possible, the child can find some others playing a game that they like and ask to join. They can also get a ball or some other piece of athletic equipment and initiate another appropriate sport with others to play. And if playing sports isn't something the child likes to do, they can also find activities they like and do them with other like-minded friends.
But what about all the fun camp activities?
Those activities are great, but some kids might not be comfortable doing them. Swimming is meant to be fun and refreshing. However, all those kids in one place can trigger a lot of anxiety. Maybe a shallower part of the pool can be designated as the calm area. This would allow kids that aren't very comfortable being in such a filled-up pool to have a place they can go. If the pool is too small, they can let a counselor know how they feel. They can position themselves in the pool so that they're near the counselor and can exit the pool if they need to. They can feel the same way about going to theme parks where there's big roller coasters and loud noises. This is why parents and the counselors can research theme park rides and find rides that might be more appropriate if their child doesn't want to ride the bigger ones. Maybe their friends will feel the same way about big rides, and that's who they'll spend time at the theme park with. They can plan their rides before going to the park, and then they'll be ready when they get there. Other kids might have problems with new foods.
New foods? Who doesn't love new foods?
Well, kids with very specific eating requests for one. Parents should make sure that with the food being served, there's at least some food that their child is gonna want to eat during the meals. If not, the parent should send along lunches and snacks that'll help their child throughout the day. Camp provides great exposures to new foods. However, these can have textures and tastes that not everyone likes. By planning ahead, we can make sure that everyone has the food they need. The child can also advocate for themselves and ask for something different. This is a great way for them to practice fundamental life skills. The next thing...
Let me guess. Always clean up after yourself and throw your trash away after you eat. If everyone does that, the campgrounds will be clean and we can have more time for fun.
Exactly. But I was also going to say that the kids should be aware of new routines when they go away to camp.
New routines?
Yeah, like standing in line to get food or snacks, or using a communal bathroom, especially at an overnight camp. Preparing for a new routine before you go to camp is also very important. For example, if you go to the beach, make sure to wear comfortable clothing, like swim trunks. Make sure to wear sunscreen, bring extra snacks, as well as electronics and sensory items to make the experience as enjoyable as possible.
What about for someone like me who likes to have a schedule so I know what's going on?
That's a great point, Larry. See if your parents can get the camp schedule ahead of time. This way, you'll generally know what's gonna happen every day.
Knowing what's coming next really helps me not get anxious and get excited for new things.
A lot of us use schedules, Larry. While it's important to try to be flexible, knowing what's coming up next allows us to be prepared for something that might not be preferred for us. And remember, if you're going to camp and you have questions, ask. Camp counselors, coordinators, and your friends should be able to give you the answers. Next, I wanted to specifically talk about overnight camp, or if your camp does an overnight event.
Oh boy, Just hearing about that gets me excited.
That's great, Larry. But for some, sleeping away from home might be a little scary. There's new noises to think about. What if some of the campers you're bunking with snore? Things are often darker in the woods. Don't forget, you're sleeping in a different bed with a different pillow and blanket.
Wow, Rowan, I never thought about that. Sometimes the dark scares me, and I love my bed.
Don't forget, Larry, for the short time you're away, you're also going to be sharing a bathroom with a lot more members than your family.
Oh yeah, you mentioned that. What are some ways to make staying overnight a little easier?
Well, before you go away on an overnight camping trip, whether you're sleeping in a cabin or outdoors, practice sleeping in a sleeping bag. Try doing this in a part of your home, or in your backyard if possible, to simulate the experience of sleeping in a different environment. Also, the young person should ask his friends if they want to sleep in the same cabin, or next to each other if they're camping outside. This'll make staying overnight somewhere a lot more fun and comfortable. Everyone likes to sleep over with their friends.
Okay, Rowan, last thing. I just realized that whether I'm at camp or staying overnight, I'm gonna really miss being home with my family. What do I do about that?
Well, chances are you'll have a phone. If you're at day camp, you can certainly contact your parents with a text here and there to let them know how you're doing. However, you don't want to be doing that too much. Otherwise, you won't get used to being in a new place.
That makes sense. You can't really enjoy camp if you're on your phone the whole time.
Exactly. And don't forget, you can also talk to your friends and camp counselors about how you feel. Try not to think about being homesick too much, and do your best to focus on having fun at camp. Remember, summer goes quick, and it'll be over before you know it. Now, if you're at overnight camp, you can set up a schedule. This will give you specific times every day to contact your family. By doing this, you can limit the amount of time you're on the phone and truly enjoy the experience and independence of being away from home.
Thanks for all the tips, Rowan. Camp is going to be so much fun.
No problem, Larry. If we prepare for how camp life is just a little different from our regular lives, we'll have a great experience and make new friends and memories to last a lifetime.